Hello, I'm Eduardo. You may know me because I created the best movie never made. Now this is my script. See, I designed it. I'm very versatile. Now I produced this film, I directed it, I wrote it. I could have starred in it, but I was like, no. People can't take this too much. Okay, now this film is about my film. So maybe I should tell you how I made it. I started writing when I was 3. Like, I'm a genius, right? So I started learning how to write and read when I was 3. Now, the most traumatic thing in my early life was coming from my mother's womb. Now, when I came, I was like, "Ka!" to the light. And so I decided that the beginning of the film had to be about light and color and so that's why I decided to put it in the dinosaur age. Because everyone knows everything was colorful and it was like with all the volcanoes going. So I played the monster. My name's Topher Grace. And Eduardo found me when I was working on the back of this orange truck down in San Diego. Shouldn't talk a cigarette in my mouth. So Eduardo found me when I was working on this orange truck down in San Diego. And now, Eduardo, I love him. He gave me a career, but he's a fucking douchebag. Like, whoa, this comes up to me and he's touching me and he's saying about my face and my voice and whatever. I mean, I just wanted the money, so I did the film. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm back. Okay, so the next thing that happened is, of course, we see these primordial oozings, like, and then out of it comes the monster. The monster, remember, is the main part of this film, but this monster never dies. He is immortal, because he is actually the manifestation of all of our fears. Ooh, I'm good. Okay, now, like, so we go into the future, into like the Renaissance, you know, like Romeo and Juliet. She's like, come here. He's like, oh yeah. So like they're there and the Capulets and the Montagues are fighting. Now a lot of people think I like ripped off Shakespeare, but totally not. Like I just wanted to use the family dynamic. And so the monster comes and he's really what kills Romeo. And so Juliet gets into the time machine. And she flies far into the future to try and figure out where this monster comes from. But he keeps on following her through all time. Yeah, so that's kind of like the idea of the film. Now my special work as a director is the feather. I know that if an actor is not doing what I want, I just take out the feather and I go, hey, hello? And they go, oh, Eduardo. And I go, oh, you do not like the feather? And you know, it really helps, I think, to get the creative juices flowing. Now, a lot of people think this is like the greatest movie ever told, but I mean, the guy ripped off every movie imaginable. I mean, it was Star Wars mixed with a Romeo and Juliet, mixed with Space Odyssey 2001 and dinosaurs. The guy brings out that fucking feather. He's like, be more monster. I'm trying. I mean, I'm not an actor. And he brings out that feather and he's tickling me. Do you think I'm going to get angry and monstery when you're tickling me with an ostrich feather? But I mean, he wrote the film. I gotta go. My lunch break's over. Oh, hello. I did not know the camera was on. I can't. So, you've come back to Eduardo. What can I tell you about Eduardo's movie? Eduardo's movie is unlike anything else you've ever seen. Because we are in the future, we are in the past, there is a time machine, there is a monster, there is true love. The Pegasus rises with the phoenix from the fire. Do you understand what I am telling you? What really sets me off, what really, Eduardo, Eduardo, come back! I'm kind of bipolar. So Eduardo is asking me to do this character for the monster. He's like, you know, you have to be la la la. He's telling me to be the Midnight Cowboy, and he's telling me to mix it with Jack Nicholson from, you know, Red Rum. What's that movie? I don't fucking know. It's a lot like a Space Odyssey 2001. Because she gets beyond the self and she gets beyond the consciousness. And there she sees what is larger in life, which is true love and color. Alright. Now, I really hated working with Eduardo. Of course I did. I'd smoke a shitload of crack to get through this thing. But I think that helped with the whole monster thing. Because, like, man, I'd get home from work, and I'd just be fucking pissed off. I was being tickled all day by this douchebag. I've got this crappy fry job. I mean, I'm not even the main actor. I'm in a fucking costume. Now, we didn't even have enough money on this film to hire a lot of actors, so I had to be the bear, too. Do you know how stupid that was? They taped hair on me. How the fuck do people like this film? I mean, god damn it. I get into a room. I sit there and I go, who is Eduardo? And I go, I am Eduardo. I get into a room. I sit there and I go, who is Eduardo? And I go, I am Eduardo. I say, what does Eduardo feel? And Eduardo feels everything. Eduardo feels what you feel. He feels what your mother feels. I'm just like, I take it in, and then my pen, it writes, and it goes about the cat, and then about the dog, and the dragon rises up, and this movie means more to me than my life, because it is through art that I manifest my creation. And I believe that life is like a blooming flower, and the flower is my film, and each petal is a separate scene. And I tried to show this to you, that when you come and see my film, you are receiving the bouquet of Eduardo. But my favorite scene, my absolute favorite scene, is when Juliet has been ravished by the knights in shining armor, and she's crawling from the swamp of sadness, and the big bear comes, and the bear says, "Rawr!" Great actor, by the way. And Juliet's just, ah! And then their eyes meet, and Juliet realizes that Romeo is the only man ever for her, and all these other sexual adventures she's had throughout time have just been frivolous, and she's been searching for something which was Romeo way back when. And she realizes that the monster who has been chasing her, and the monster who has come from the depths of everything, is really herself. And that is when she sees into the mirror, and she grabs the rock, and the mirror falls. And then, and there, she sees what is larger in life, which is true love and color.